Alright. What's up, everybody? We are back with another World Team League match, and it is a banger because that's Haas on the right, Solar on the left. And Haas is one of the cheesiest players of all time. Solar up here in the top left, representing Onside Gaming, is one of the unluckiest players of all time, who's had some of the biggest debacles in his pro history, in amidst just being an actual champion in his own right. It's down here at the bottom right, the King of Taiwan. It is Storm Gaming's Haas. It's a best of 2 format. For anyone who has never watched the World Team League, basically these guys play 2 games. It could be a 1-1 tie, and that's fine. It just goes on to the next match between their teammates. Now, what's so exciting is you can see there in those cameras, Haas on the right side, he's a bit of a character. He's kind of got these evil villain glasses. He's got his lovely curly hair. And what you can't quite see behind him is not only is he a dirty cheeser, he's also a real connoisseur of the anime. There are posters all around his room of all of his anime waifus, as Maynard likes to call them. We've interviewed him many times during the Taiwan regionals, me and Maynard. We always ask him questions about which one's his favorite, which one's cheering him on the most, and he usually picks up his webcam, gives us a little tour, and explains to us who all of his, all the girls on his wall are, all the little cartoon girlies. It's a good time. In case you're thinking this is a little bit weird, Haas is a little bit weird. Haas is great. Like he's famous for, he did a strategy that literally broke Kalaris, one of the most professional casters, back in like 2015, I think it was, 2014, where he just laughed for an entire 10 minutes of a cast with Todd. While Todd continued to try to commentate the match, but then himself would occasionally burst out laughing because the strategies of Haas are just such nonsense. And already, we've got him going for a gold base expand on Cosmic Sapphire with a proxy robo. Now, Solar sees this, and he's like, what the hell? Okay, all right, you've gone for the gold base. He's sending down a Zergling to check for it. Now, this is a really weird situation, though, as Solar, because you can try to punish that, go all in, but you're like, okay, that's too obvious. Haas is going to expect me to try to all in this, and look at that nice recall on the probes to the gold base. This base is sticking out so much. Why full rush it? Why not just get to the mid game, and then you can always attack the main base or the base down there? They're so far apart. You're going to be able to pick it apart. So Solar's saying, if I just defend, efficiently, macro up, I'm not bothering building my buildings off in the corner of the map and doing all this weird, messy stuff. So I should be able to beat you in the longer game. Haas, his Adept walks right past these Zerglings. Okay, he does notice the Adept turns around. Should be able to get pretty much all of those Zerglings if he micros it just right. See Solar trying to do some fancy micro. Should be able to get one of these Zerglings out, I believe. Oh, maybe not actually. Nice micro by Haas. Now, we all make fun of Haas's macro for being very, very bad sometimes. But his early game micro is second to none. He's building immortals, and oh my god, no, look at his gas. Look at the bottom of the screen. His gas, he's completely pulled off gas in his main. He's stopped probing. He's at 32 workers. He's doing a single immortal, 1 warp prism, mass zealot all in. He needs to start that warp prism. There we go. So he's going to drop 1 more chrono on that robo in a moment. Oh, he just chronoed something else, did he? That's got to be a mistake. Oh, he chronoed Warp Gate, but it was already finishing. It's very important he gets that Warp Prism out. Okay, so this is a slow Zealot all-in. For those who don't know, Haas has been doing this for years. Every now and then he mixes it in. It's only 1 Immortal. You're only ranged firepower. You cannot make Stalkers. I guess he's got the Adept. That's technically a ranged unit. But that's it. So it's something which is so goddamn vulnerable to someone who gets a big ball of roaches and can just kite the Zealots down. But it's so early in the game, you're hitting off such a surprisingly low number of units. Look, Spines and Roaches are on the way. I just don't know if Solar's going to have enough units. I mean, I don't know, actually. He's building so much. Zerglings are nearly worthless versus this. Zerglings are so good because of their speed, but all their speed allows them to do versus Zealots is close the gap and get on top of the Zealots quicker, which helps the Zealots. That's what they want. But oh, Lynx around coming in from behind. Okay, we've got Lynx coming in from the back. They caught 2 Zealots back there. Can the Prism save? Oh, not the best observing. I think the Prism did actually pick those up. Of course, we are casting this off a clean feed, so I'm not able to control the camera. Zergling's going to go around, but oh, it's completely walled off. It's completely walled off. The Zerglings cannot get into the gold mineral line. Haas with some fantastic preparation, not warping any units in at home. Everything is on the front line, and he is absolutely committed to trying to win this. Now, the Immortal does start to take some damage, but look at how much damage it does versus Armored. The Spinecrawler is going to fall. The Roaches and the Queens microing very well, though. Notice how he's pulling them away from the Zealots. The problem, as always, is that Immortal just clears through Roaches like no tomorrow. Haas does lose a gateway. Another gateway is starting to take damage, but Solar's got the pressure on right now, and this is such a clowny build. Those slow Zealots look so silly, but they're in such vast numbers that it's so hard to clear through. The Immortal does start taking some damage there, but look, every time it shoots a Roach, Massive chunks of life going down. Dude, this is very frustrating. Solar, I'm looking at Solar's face right now. He's looking a little bit thrown off. I think he's realizing all of his roaches are gone. He's trying to defend the drones on hold position. The queens are there. They're trying to fight. This is all the queens, the roaches, and the drones. Oh, Solar, I'm looking at Solar's face. He does not look happy. He just cannot get rid of that immortal. And without getting rid of the immortal, he's in too much trouble. Oh, you can see the visible frustration on his face and a bit of a cheeky grin for Haas. That there is the grin of a very evil Protoss mastermind. All right, we're going into map number 2. Already down a game where he is a massive favorite. So a top 10 player here, Solar in the bottom left representing onside. Now remember, his opponent is only ranked 53 in the world. So massive, massive difference there. Haas in the top right. So Haas has already won this series for the team by punching up. Even if it ends up being a 1-1, if Solar wins this second game, Haas is already exceeding expectations here. And so Solar has got a lot of pressure on him to at least win this next match and tie up the series. But dude, that build order, I've seen him do that build order so many times, but never with a gold base. I've seen him do that just with a normal wall off. But I love the way he had a gold and he fully walled the base off so that he couldn't even get hit by counterattacks. It was actually genius. Part of me was like, hey, why don't you warp in the depth to defend your gold base? And Haas was like, no, number one, I'm all in. So your Zerglings are probably going to come home at some point to try and defend if I just put pressure on you. Number two, I don't have any gas. I can't even warp in a depth for 25 gas. And a funny tidbit about that story. So Scarlet, she's actually copied a lot of Haas's builds over the years when she plays Protoss. Oh, he's going for a delayed cannon rush. He's made it look like a normal build, but he's getting the delayed forge down. So to finish that story, she basically taught Estrella that build, and Estrella used it and beat Scarlet with Haas's build that she taught him in the last regionals. Misplaces the first pylon, does Haas there. He's going to go for 2 pylons there. This is not, oh my god, it's a 3 pylon wall. Jaedong did a 6 pylon wall to knock Jaedong out of WCS America back in 2014, and this looks reminiscent of that. Solar's not even going to try to fight it. He just gives up the hatchery. Okay, only 1 drone down here. I think it might be worth pulling more drones down. I really do. As long as you stop him getting the wall off in front of that cannon, you could actually pull it down and try to take these cannons down. Would be huge, because there's only 1 probe here and it's already so damaged. But Solar not going to do that, and Haas is going to commit to 3 cannons. He wants to contain this as much as possible. Lings are going to try and go after one of the cannons. No, he's going to go after the probe. Can he get it? Ooh, but look at that. Good micro by Haas. If Haas can get back. Oh, he doubles back. Jukes to the left. Jukes to the left. The probe is 1 hit from dying, but the Zerglings are getting taken out. And there's even a Zealot here as well. Uh-oh. Solar is floating a lot of money, guys. He's got about 350 minerals, and only now does he build the Roach Warren. He did not want to commit to the Roach Warren in the second gas in this game. And I really feel like Solar's being a bit indecisive. He's got to go for the second gas and Ravagers to break out of this, or he's going to be in huge trouble. But the longer he delays that, the more trouble he's in. Now, Solar's worker count is also not that high. He could drone up 1 base really hard. And he might have to do that. Haas hasn't expanded behind this. He's got a Stalker, a second gas, Warp Gate. He's going to cannon the new expansion. And because Zerglings can't run down here to reinforce, these Zerglings can't stop the cannon, not with a Zealot guarding them. So he can actually just build a cannon and force a cancel for so little money, just a pylon and a cannon. That, of course, is going to be a nuisance for the future as well for Solar to deal with. Future potential Adept warp in point. We've got a full wall in there. I believe that Forge and the Core looks like there's a hole between it, but I don't think there actually is. Stalker takes out an Overlord as well. That's a big mistake. Solar, look at his face right now. Solar is absolutely thrown off. Now, I got to tell you guys, people get angry when they lose to Haas because they don't really respect his ability to play a normal game. When a player doesn't have any real macro game capabilities, players get frustrated because they go, well, come on, he's literally missing the biggest part of the game. He just doesn't have that skill set. How am I possibly losing to this guy? I've seen TLO, one of the nicest gamers out there, and most respectful players, literally so angry and almost like raging after losing to Haas. And the thing is, because you feel that a player who's just not good in a macro game, yeah, he's got some good tricks, and players kind of have a begrudging respect for him, but they still do not expect to lose to him when they expect his tricks coming their way. Despite that, Solar now finally going to break out here. He's going to get out of these cannons and finally re-expand. But my god, he was up to about 800 minerals there for a second. Still floating 400. He's absolutely got to double expand right now. Haas on the other side goes for a cannon and a battery, which seems overly safe if you ask me. But the Nexus is going to be finishing. He's up 30 probes versus 18, so he can transfer workers down here. Something you'll notice with really cheesy players, guys, notice how the higher level macro players like to rally the workers down early. Haas leaves them all in the main, realizing they're still getting some mining in the main base, and they only transfer those down very late. Solar cancels his Evo Chamber, makes the Roach Warrant. Oh, Solar with an adjustment in his chair? I don't know about Solar, but when I'm shifting in my chair like that, it usually means I'm pretty tilted. And if there's anyone that can tilt the heck out of you, it's Haas. I don't think I've ever taken a map off Haas, for context, for anyone. Now you might think, well, you were never a world champion or anything like that big. Yeah, but I still would sneak maps off just about everyone on the ladder, guys. But I don't think I ever actually took even a map off Haas. To be fair, he does hide his accounts a lot of the time on barcodes, so I've probably played him a lot without even realizing it was him that I was playing on the Korean server. And he's actually now going charge and +1. But yeah, it's one of those things where basically, to sum that story up, essentially, I've beaten players who are infinitely better than Haas multiple times on the ladder over the years. And Haas is just one of those guys where it's like, he's going to put you somewhere you've never been before in the game. And here he's going a 2-base charge lot +1 all in into DTs. I don't even think this is a great way to do things. I really feel like there's safer plans that involve taking a 3rd base here. Haas is locking himself into a 2-base game plan. Maybe, just maybe, Solar can drag this back, but he was way behind on workers. He was on like 19 versus 30 workers for a little bit there. He's up on 3 bases now, is Solar. He's building 3 more drones, so he's going to go to 41 workers. If he stops at 41 workers and just builds roaches, that could do it. Now, he might get a few Banes, and they can be good versus the Zealots, but if the Zealots split up and attack many bases, Banelings will never be efficient versus that. So it's all about getting your Roach count up ahead of everything else. Solar went Baneling Nest, Roach Tech. He's also... big problem, the DT Shrine's coming in. He doesn't have a lair. No lair, no Spore Crawlers. Solar right now is under huge pressure. He's so far behind, he has to put all of his defense into holding just this push. But dude, this cannon rush was so dirty. It was so delayed. He just made it look so normal. And then he just goes down and walls off the cannon, gets the cancel. Absolutely disgusting opening that Haas has done. Following up, of course, the gold base build, which already puts your opponent on tilt from game 1. And here we go. Zealot dropping the main. The other Zealots are attacking the front at the same time. So he's already forcing the drones off the line. Those Zealots are going to run around the Queens, the Lings, and the Banes. And there we go. Ooh, okay. Banelings blow up. They get a decent hit on the Zealots, but I feel like he needs better than decent right now. Uh-oh, DTs are there. Oh, he's got to be careful. Now, for those who don't know, it takes 4 Banelings detonating to kill DTs. So you got to be a little bit careful killing all of those Banelings. Oh, the Banelings detonate, but they only kill, only damage 1 DT. They don't actually kill anything. He's trying to get a Spore Crawler up. The DTs are going absolutely ham. DT's running over to the 3rd base as well. That Spore Crawler's almost done. He could click it. If he clicks that Spore, it will go down. But no, he doesn't go for it. He's just splitting up. He's just going for the drones. He wants the instant damage, and he wants it right now. Looks like that Spore's going to go down on that 3rd. Spore Crawler moves from the natural to the main. A lot of Roaches and Lings starting to go down. Good pullback by Haas, though. Avoids that Spore, but uh-oh, one of the DTs does get aggroed back in and barely goes down in range of the Spore. But that, of course, opens up opportunities. The DT's going to go back in the 3rd, back in the natural. These Zealots are going to try to pick up and get out of there. At least a few of them will anyway. Haas saving 4 Zealots. DT's up to 17. 18 workers killed. And it looks like that DT in that 3rd base finally goes down. 25 workers for Solar. He's shifting in his chair. He realizes that even though he's got the army advantage right now, that's not going to last long. Mass Zealot arc on Warpins. Haas says, 3rd base? What's a 3rd base? I don't know what that is, Pig. Shut up. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him right now. Haas, you are a foul, foul monster. I cannot believe it. Solar is known as one of the most solid CVP players in the game. He just did not expect such a late cannon rush. Haas is like, if I purposely do something bad, you'll never see it coming. And the thing is, the mind games actually are so smart. Haas always studies his opponent's habits, and he knows how to take advantage of them, and he's done it so well here. Look at this arc on slaying these slow Roaches. They don't have Roach speed yet. No upgrades for Solar. He's still down tons in workers, and he has to tap out. Haas with a smile, and oh my god, Solar. Oh, poor Solar's reaction. We're going to go back and look at that again. I'm sorry, Solar. That's rough. This is honestly how everyone feels when they lose to Haas, because he always pulls a bit of a dirty trick on you. And a literal facepalm there for Solar. I gotta watch it again. I'm sorry, Solar. I gotta watch it again. Oh, that hurts. Oh, that's pretty gross. Hope you guys enjoyed this game. Thank you very much for watching. If you guys enjoy other crazy games, click on some of the other videos on screen, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.